So, hello, I'm Cade Thomas, and welcome to a new episode of Double Feature Movie Club. We got a slight correction up top. Last week I said that we hadn't made an episode in a year or perhaps a year and a half. It has been it was over 2 years, more closer to 2.5 years since we had done our show. So just wanted to put a correction up top for all the people who called me out on that situation. But first off, I have to say we are talking two movies, both released 25 years ago this weekend, and that is the movie Evolution, directed by Ivan Reitman, starring David Duchovny, Julianne Moore, and a bunch of just a big cast of people who famous at the time and continue to have great careers, as well as a movie that was also released that same weekend, The Anniversary Party, which was directed and written and starring Alan Cumming and Jennifer Jason Leigh, as well as a lot of their Hollywood friends. We will get into the discussion of both of those films in just a second, but I'm joined, as always, with my wonderful co-host, Diane. How are you doing? Oh, and Diane has a co-host of her own on the screen.
I do have a co-host. I am dog sitting right now. This is Taffy. She lives across the street. Yes, Taffy, I know you're a wonderful dog. And she likes treats a lot. And she likes to chase Ollie around, although Ollie doesn't really run. But anyway, she does really good. She knows the doggy door. She likes to go for walks. She's a pretty girl. She's really sweet.
What type of dog is that? Is it?
She's one of those doodles.
Doodles.
She's a doodle. She's kind of small doodle. Mm-hmm. She weighs probably 25 pounds, maybe. Mm-hmm. Maybe a little more than that. She's a little taller than Ollie, and she's ready to get down now. Watch the wires. Okay.
Well, I'm glad.
Bye, Taffy. Go find a treat. I know. That's Taffy. I dog sit.
Yes.
For people. Yes.
Well, that's exciting. So, that's always exciting. Well,
it is.
Anything that you've been up to this week, Diane, besides dog sitting?
Oh, you know what? Mm-hmm. I got a job on a film set. Believe it or not. Now, I'm not on camera. Okay. I don't have a face for camera. But I was able to do like set design.
Set
whatever, and craft services all in one.
All in one.
So, yeah, and I have pictures. I should share it with you. But it's I got a lot of compliments on my work, and all the crafts got eaten.
Yeah, that's always a compliment.
Anyway, yeah, and it was fun. It was a fun set. A lot of fun, young people, as they say, but there were some old people there too. You know, like my age even. Yeah. And it was really the scene itself was set at a gala. So people were dressed up, except for me, of course. But everybody else was dressed up and they looked beautiful and smelled good and all that stuff. So I'm glad I got to do it.
Yeah.
I hope to be asked to do it again.
Yeah, I also had a shoot that I was at, and it was also for a gala, and
women in STEM.
Yeah. But yeah, we're in production for the new season of Treble Start, and which is just right, the perfect reason why I'm doing both. We've returned to Double Feature and are doing see, we're in the middle of production. It's just great timing. I love being busy, it seems. But no, I love. That was a fun shoot. We'll release it later in the fall. But yeah, it's one of our largest ones that we've done, just as far as like extras and everything. Yeah,
I know. I saw your main cast come in, and then all these extras started coming. I was like, oh my gosh, I hope I brought enough food because it was a big cast. But yeah, I was. It was a lot of fun. Yeah. Glad I did it. Yeah, don't ever want to drive to West Tulsa again.
Yeah.
I'm banned from West Tulsa.
Noisetown was the venue we did it. And they were very gracious and helpful for that whole thing. But yeah, earlier in the week, Alex, friend of this podcast, who's been on the watched a few things here and there with us. You know Alex, right, Diane?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Boy, do I know Alex. Love Alex.
Yeah,
I've watched you guys' Christmas special a couple of times.
Yeah. The Also, great set design on that one too, by the way.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. I did an
Yeah.
amazing job.
Um.
Who knew I had this talent? Who knew that when I retired 10 years ago,
Yeah.
right, that I would find this hidden talent of mine
Mhm.
to, like run craft services and,
Mhm.
set designs and,
Oh yeah.
staging, all that stuff. Who knew I
Also.
would be good at that? Yeah.
Yeah. It was
Who
good. No,
knew?
you're really
Who
good
knew I'd even do it?
at it. Yeah. Um.
I overheard one of the actors say, the one thing I like about Cade's sets is I know I'm going to get a good meal out of it
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
Diane always provides. And it's like, oh, that's so
That's sweet.
nice.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
that's, I mean, yeah, so I think just more the reason to, have more
I'm
things
so
that you
glad though that filming is over at my house. I'm so glad.
yeah.
So happy. Happy to
Um
get some of my house back.
yeah, but I was going to over the weekend Alex and I went to OKC. We had a screening for Aaron Turns 30, which was our most recent short that we have premiered.
Which I love that short.
Oh,
Yeah.
appreciate it. Yeah, we
Yeah.
took it over to this like horror / like sketch comedy sort of thing, which is kind of perfect for what that is. It's played at it's played in Pennsylvania and South Carolina and then here in Oklahoma a few times, and it's been interesting to see kind of different audiences and how they react. And this one was like, because it was like a lot more horror based, they were a lot more reactive to the horror. We've had it in comedy settings, and it's like ha ha ha,
Mhm.
and then this one is like oh whoa. So it's interesting. Even
Because
seeing yeah.
the undercurrent of that psychological thriller that you've got in that,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, really lends itself to more of a horror kind of
Yeah.
audience, I guess. That one of the movies we're going to talk about today is a sci-fi comedy, and I
Mm-hmm.
I think your Aaron Turns 30 was funnier than the movie we watched.
My
But
9 minute movie had more laughs than this movie. Yeah, yeah, it's quite
it
possible,
did.
Diane.
I
I'm not gonna
certainly
say
laughed more.
I'm not gonna toot my own horn now. I don't know. I don't compare the situation. But these people all of them have had a storied career that
Oh
have
yeah.
went to heights that could only dream of, and they're immensely
Mhm.
talented. And yet, yeah, no, I don't. I mean, I guess we'll get to that, but this I don't think is
And
one of the
somebody gave them
heights.
money.
I don't think
You're
this
doing
is
all
the
this
height of
stuff on
anyone's career
for
that
nothing. Yeah.
worked on this project. Um, but no, yeah, and we ended up at that festival. We won best writing, and that was exciting.
Not surprising.
Yeah, which
Even
was
if you didn't vote for
yeah,
yourself.
well, yeah. We didn't vote for ourselves for that because we were like, because I was voting for people who were there and everything, and we were like, yeah, we're not going to vote for writing because fun fact about Aaron Turns 30, it didn't have a script. It was planned out and like on the fly, and each scene we were like, okay, here's what we're going to do and do this sort of thing, and like this is going to be the downbeat, and this is going to be kind of the jokier part, and this is going to be kind of the reveals and how this but all
This
that
is
was
what
on the
happens when
fly.
you work with people with experienced improv
Mm-hmm.
people. That you can really tell the difference.
Yeah, I love working with people who are in improv, and so that was
Mhm.
both Annie and Aaron in that were really really good, and like as far as
And I
like
have to say,
rolling with the
this is
punches.
Alex's best role ever. I mean, it's almost typecasting,
Yeah, well, you knew how to breathe,
almost. But he,
yeah,
well, yeah, I had the heavy breathing and
yeah.
the stalking and the yeah. It was really his best role ever. But
Yeah. Well, I
anyway,
think what he
well, I'm
was
glad
able
you
to
guys went.
sell, like, if we're talking just to praise Alex with this performance before, is that like he's, he, I think he's able to sell like somebody who's like trying to be, but like I don't know, is imposing, like, but still like I don't know, like where he's I don't know doing things. I don't know exactly what I'm trying to say, but he's
You know,
imposing and also trying to like oh no, I'm kind of humorous, but like that also makes it kind of scarier, I don't know.
yeah. Well, the thing about Alex is he's like this great big teddy bear
Mm-hmm.
in real life, and then you see him on screen where he is scary
Yeah.
in reality. He doesn't do anything that's like, he doesn't strangle women or anything, but
Mm-hmm.
he's imposing and he's serious and he's like this guy. I'd rather run into the bear, I think, than this
Yeah.
guy. And that's where it's such a huge departure from who he is as a person.
Mm-hmm.
because he is. He's a big old teddy bear guy that loves everybody. And you just couldn't see him in a role like that, but here he was. So again, great writing, great directing, great editing.
Oh, well, thank you, Diane.
I'm surprised you
That's
didn't get the editing one because
yeah,
that
yeah.
that particular short
I
is
don't know who was.
is really really well done.
Yeah, they. I mean, there were some really great films there too, in that, and it's amazing to see, um, the community here in Oklahoma. I don't know if we're here in Oklahoma, and there's and the fact that, like, there's all of this really great underground scene, and like people who are actually putting in a lot of work to even look, high end too in a lot of ways, but like everyone's creating, and that's really cool. Like, I think in a time in which, I don't know, you hear a lot about AI and all these, I mean, whatever,
Mhm.
and Hollywood, whatever the case is, that there's still, like, I think there's being a part of it, I'm seeing more and more of like this underground scene that's happening, and people making it their own, and like making a lot of stuff. And I think, we're making a lot of stuff with Treble Start, all the time, and it only helps sort of push. We're inspired by other people who are putting out a lot of really great things, and I hope that we're inspiring them in a lot of ways. I think it helps feed the whole system a lot. So
I
I don't know.
agree. I was reading an article the other day that how it was out of Oklahoma City. The Oklahoma City Film Commission was talking about how Oklahoma's kind of becoming one of those places where you want to go to do your films. Of course, you got Cherokee Films, and you have like Lowdown was filmed here.
Mhm.
So you have bigger studios that are filming here, but then you also have this, this groundswell or this underground. But Tulsa's always had kind of an underground of talent.
Mhm.
The music scene here, the red dirt scene, all that was huge when I was young,
Yeah.
you know, and when you had Leon Russell playing down the street, it's that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it's good to see people using this environment that fosters creativity.
Yeah.
I think.
And I think, like
I
what you're
think, and
saying is
there's.
right. Of like, there having those different levels is very important. I think, like,
Mhm.
you could almost compare it to like Austin in the '90s. Like we're not
Yeah.
there yet, but like that was a absolutely huge time for independent filmmakers. But like also like people struck it big. Richard Linklater, Terrence Malick, like these
Hmm.
Rodriguez, like these people who later came a career, but there was a whole underground scene that they were peers and had peers part of, and then like they'd bring back films there whenever they struck it big, and so it's like it's fascinating. I think that is a really great opportunity for that to grow here. And of course, Alamo Drafthouse came out of that, and I think here we have Circle that's really pushing forward a lot of independent film, and a lot of other organizations around here that are doing that. Just, yeah, and if you're outside of Tulsa, that's just some inside baseball about what's happening in the Tulsa and Oklahoma film
And
scene.
in the T-Town
Yeah,
area.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's exciting.
In the T-Town. You can come here on the weekend in T-Town and you will find good music,
Mm-hmm.
good food, and good films.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we're here to talk about two films that are celebrating, and we're here to celebrate their 25th anniversary. This is these are two
You don't
films.
even you don't even remember 25 years ago, okay?
I don't remember the towers. So this is pre-tower falls.
It
So
really was.
yeah, a few months.
I moved back here 25 years ago, back to Oklahoma
Oh, really?
from Texas. Yeah, 25 years ago. I always say, I moved back 20 years ago. Well, I looked and went, 2001 was 25 years ago. Oh my gosh.
Gotta update your
Yeah.
what'd you say now? Yeah.
Well,
Well.
actually, 2002 is when I officially moved here, but I made
Mhm.
the decision in 2001 when the towers came down and I was in a skyscraper in Dallas.
Yeah.
They were evacuating buildings, and I was on a conference call with people that were across the street from the towers, and they dropped, and it was a pretty scary time. And I traveled a
Yeah.
lot then, and I
Yeah.
was like, thank God I wasn't on an airplane today,
Yeah.
but Ollie's back. You see Ollie in the
Yeah,
background?
I do.
Ollie's a little jealous of Taffy. Let me tell you, it's like I don't want her to get too much affection around here. I gotta reserve my spot. Anyway,
Just in the
so
corner. No,
enough
but no,
about
that's
animals and.
It's good. It's good to know. But yeah,
Yeah.
no, this is a 2025 thing. So yeah, we're talking about these films. I don't think if I had seen Diane and I have not seen either
25
one
years
of these.
ago. 25 years ago, right here.
Oh, we got a
25
photo of it.
years ago. Me right there. No, I'm on this side. Yeah, there I am. There's Jamie Dimon in the middle.
Wow.
I know.
Yeah. If you want to
What can I
hear,
say?
Diane was on the old podcast, Cade and Friends, which I mean, maybe
Oh,
will
yeah.
come around at some point. Talks a lot about
Was
your
that more
experience.
than 2 years ago?
That was way more than 2 years ago. I think. Well, yeah, I would imagine. Yes, I think that was way more than 2 years ago.
Time flies when you're having fun,
Time
Cade.
flies. Yeah. I'll just start saying everything was 2 years ago or whatever, or somewhere around there. But what was I saying? What was I saying? Oh, Diane and I had, just so everyone's aware, never seen these movies before. These were both movies that were yep.
You weren't
And-
old enough to go to, and
Yeah.
I was smart enough not to go to.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah.
I'll just say this: I was very optimistic. If you even checked out last week, of both of these films,
You were very optimistic.
I was very
I
optimistic.
was not, but you were.
I was highly optimistic. We'll see how that turns out. First off, we're going to talk about 2001's Evolution, the movie Evolution, and Diane's going to give you a brief synopsis for our feature presentation.
Evolution is a 2001 sci-fi comedy film directed by Ivan Reitman. Yes, that guy from Ghostbusters. Starring David Duchovny, Orlando Jones, Sean William Scott, and Julianne Moore. Poor Julianne. About two community college professors who discover a meteor crash site in Arizona that contains rapidly evolving alien life forms. The film follows their attempts to stop the extraterrestrial creatures from taking over the world using a humorous and chaotic approach that involves Head and Shoulders shampoo as a weapon. I think that's probably enough. Oh, it does say it was a huge box office disappointment, but has since gained a cult following. So for people who like cult movies, this might be your cup of tea. So let's talk about this, Cade. What did you think of this movie?
I struggle with how to even fix this film, or how or how did this even happen is confusing to me. I don't the decisions made in this movie, it seemed like everyone should have known better than this. And I don't understand exactly how this even happens, a movie like this. How the scenes even happen the way they do, or how we get all to the point of all the setup and all the this is a big budget movie. And
Yes.
with action set pieces, the amount of effort that was put on to every frame of the scene, this is big. And it's I don't know how the script is in that form, in that situation, and I don't know if this was if they intended to make the movie that they made, or it doesn't seem like the sensibility is right. It seems something there's a million and one things off about this, and I am having a hard time diagnosing the issue, I must say, which most of the time I feel like I have an opinion on, but I struggle to understand how to what is wrong here, but I know there is a lot wrong.
It's almost like they didn't have a script and they just said, okay, here's a shot of the lab. Let's make something happen. I don't know.
I had read a little bit because I was trying to find answers to this situation, and I was reading there was a guy who wrote it, and it's like a combination of a bunch of different scripts. And so this guy had Ivan Reitman had the idea initially, and he was like, this is the idea that it would be really cool to for scientists to go up against a rapidly evolving alien species. Okay, there's your premise.
That's never been done before.
Yeah. And like that's a way to kind of like, and he's like, that's a really cool idea for what is like a new Ghostbusters essentially, like, and it's like okay, I mean sure, I mean like if you're going to do that, then you would need to have characters that are so distinct like Ghostbusters. I feel like this is a movie that is quite obviously in the shadow of Ghostbusters because it draws a lot of comparison with the director involved and like in the trio and then quartet that's involved. Like it has a lot of similarities to it. In like it's seemingly intentionally so, but like it is. And I'm not someone who's like. There's a lot of people who deify Ghostbusters as a movie. I'm not someone who does that, but quite obviously Ghostbusters works. I think on the very basic level.
It had a plot.
It has a plot, and it has a charm, and it's and I think you can't take away its impact, and it works. It's a movie that works from beginning to end. This doesn't. It doesn't have that. This doesn't have the characters. It doesn't have the charm. It doesn't. Which is sad because I'm a huge David Duchovny fan and Julianne Moore, and woof, 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 woof. And it's not their fault, but
No, but they didn't belong in that movie
No.
at all. Here's a user on Reddit says, Evolution is a ridiculously fun sci-fi comedy from Ivan Reitman. It says, it's an alien invasion movie with some really nice special effects and imagination. Most of all, it's really, really funny. Did you get that it was really, really funny?
No.
No.
I didn't. I struggled to. I mean, I could see the shape of jokes at any given time.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't.
They did all the tropes.
Yeah.
I think that, you don't see too many movies anymore where they hit all the tropes. This one hit all the tropes. It was like, they introduced Julianne Moore's character. She immediately falls down. You see her garter belt and her hose, and all the boys like it. And I felt so sorry for her because she's playing the stereotypical female character.
Yeah, it's a rough depiction. Yeah.
Yeah, and she's such a better actor than that.
She's
Orlando Jones.
Which is I don't before we go move on past Julianne Moore because I have to get on. Julianne Moore is like my favorite actor of any gender of anything of all time. Like, so this is how much I certainly have living actor. But
this is why we watched it. I'm honest. I can say that because of Cade's got this thing for Julianne Moore.
I love Julianne Moore. And I mean, David Duchovny is also, because like I've seen David Duchovny in a lot of things. Like I think of like, what was the one that was like did during the bubble, I think was like that. It was a similar type movie where like it was during the pandemic and he was like, he was like an actor who was tasked for doing this movie. He's in an ensemble, and he's in this ensemble, and it's a Judd Apatow movie, and is the best part of this ensemble amongst like actors who play comedy a lot more, like comedic actors. And like you have David Duchovny who's playing just part of this ensemble. Pedro Pascal's in it, Leslie Mann's in it, a lot of people are in it, and he just effortlessly shines in that role. And it's weird to see him in this and just flat. It's just a very flat performance, and it's not like I don't think it's like it's not for lack of trying. It's just like the way it's like written and coming off. Like I don't know why it doesn't have pizzazz. Like, especially when you compare other things that Ivan Reitman does. He knows how to like have pizzazz. This movie has no pizzazz. I don't know how to sort of say it. It's just, it's strange.
Well, in Ghostbusters, which is an ensemble, and each character has a specific role to play in that ensemble. And this movie takes those four characters. They each have a role to play, and it's like every one of those characters are worse than who they really are. Does that make sense? David Duchovny's character is too dry. He's just too dry. And then Julianne Moore's character, she's kind of the butt of the joke most of the time. In reality, she should have been given a lot more.
Yeah.
And then this Sean William guy, he was physically comedic. I thought
Yeah.
he nailed the physical aspects of comedy, but that was it.
Well, they
Because he's
all
kind of one note
felt
through the whole thing.
awkward, like doing it. It felt like every
Um,
single one of them felt like they
and
weren't wearing like the shoes that they need to wear. Like it just
no
they felt
kidding.
like they this they were not almost comfortable with the material. Is the way that it felt to me. Like it's like they're like,
And
yeah.
and Orlando Jones, I can't believe he didn't stand up at one point and say, "If you give me one more thing a black dude's supposed to do in a movie, I'm going to shoot you all."
Hmm.
You know, because I mean, every trope,
Yes.
every single one.
Yeah.
And the thing is he talks about it in the movie too.
Yeah.
Well, it's always the black guy who goes out first, and there he goes.
Hmm. It's interesting.
So those
It's
were
weird
not
because like
funny.
he was set up in the beginning to almost be your main character. It's way that
Yeah.
like the point of view, like he was the one in charge,
Uh-huh.
and then like he gets sort of sidelined for David Duchovny, and it, like as the movie goes on, and that's also just a strange like if he was the I don't know like if David Duchovny was your lead, why wouldn't you swap that opening or whatever? But like there's really like interesting ideas. Okay. There's really interesting ideas um, of that you could sort of see a really cool joke, which is like him coaching volleyball, and being that is an interesting like you can see that being funny, and the fact that like he goes and he breaks the news at him at this volleyball game, like, and it's like that should be funny. And like
It should.
it should be like the fact that here's
It should.
this scientist that's like and it gets referenced here and there, but it's like they don't do anything with that joke. They like motion to a joke, and then it doesn't ever like do something with it, because that's absolutely a hilarious premise that this guy who's like the scientist at this community again, they are professors at a community college, like that's again like this what they wanted to do, like this juxtaposition, just similar to like Ghostbusters, of like
Hmm.
they're talented, but they're like almost like wasted in these roles that they have, like like it's like lowering them, like where they're like taking these scientists and Ghostbusters and making them almost like exterminators, and like this is a very similar
Right.
thing. These are people that are very talented and very smart, but they're having to like in David Duchovny's case, because of this humiliation, whatever you want to say, of this
This big
background.
freaking error he made.
Yeah, this big error he made is now having to be a community college professor, and it's like that's fun. Like, why aren't we setting more things in that? Like, why aren't we taking, I don't know, like if Firehouse from Ghostbusters is community college, why aren't we dealing with that a little bit more? Using like they motion to it but don't do it. I don't know. It's strange to
Right.
me. It's really strange to me.
Yeah.
Ted Levine's good in it. I like him. Like, I think he's one of the ones who is cast well, and does, I think Dan Aykroyd, I mean, he comes in in the third act, or well, I guess
I kind of I did love the way they took him out.
yeah.
Because, Dan Aykroyd is, besides David Duchovny and Julianne Moore, he's probably the biggest star in this thing.
Hmm.
And no spoiler alert here, but
Yeah.
yeah, I
Yeah,
did
no.
like the way that they took him out.
Well, he was yeah, Dan Aykroyd, but like you could see like he knew how to come in, because I guess maybe he worked with the director and he knew, he knew how to come in and like play, and it's like it seemed like the other ones didn't. I don't know, like, cuz like David Duchovny, if that role is supposed to be Bill Murray, if that role is supposed to be like a Bill Murray-esque sort of Peter Venkman character, David Duchovny can do that. We have seen like Californication, a very similar would be kind of like a Bill Murray-esque sort of role. Like, we have seen him play that sort of cooler than whatever, and like, but like, and then he can play up the smart aspect. If you like taking like a little bit of Fox Mulder, and that like that would be a really something that David Duchovny should be able to play, but they don't do that with the character. And it's strange. I couldn't really tell you what that character is supposed to be. Like, what are his traits that David Duchovny's character has? Is he supposed to be smug? I don't. At times he is, but at times he's kind of dweebish and nerdy. But then, is he supposed to be rude and sarcastic? Well, everyone kind of is that from time to time. This does have
Is he
it has
misogynistic?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's like it seems like everyone is as well. Also, the whole movie
The
is.
whole, the whole movie is that. Poor Julianne Moore.
Yeah.
Which is my only note on this movie is poor Julianne Moore. That she was in this
Mm.
movie.
Yeah,
But
my only note
unfortunately,
is I have a quote. I just say, "This is rough," is my first note. And then I had a really thoughtful one that I was trying to like halfway put together, string together a thesis thing, and then I'm like, I don't know, I gave up halfway through. But like, it has, I mean, to maybe work it out on air, it does have like it has the plot of like what would be like an '80s movie, like a Ghostbusters. Obviously, they live if they leaned into the sort of tropiness and leaned into the sort of B movie aesthetic and like in but like with a air of like pop culture, like pop art sort of thing that like that was popular there. Like it seemed to be have that, but then it seemed to that all like they left all the plot of that, but then did a rewrite that seemed to want to be like sort of this late '90s um sort of mean spirited gross out humor like that was popular then. And it's in those two things did not gel in my opinion.
no.
And it's like you could do disaster movie, mean spirited sort of alien disaster movie. We've seen that. That's Mars Attacks, and Mars Attacks works. Mars
Right.
Attacks is I would say a lot meaner of a movie than this is, like a mean spirited movie in a lot of ways, but it doesn't also lose the humor. It's still incredibly funny, and like and also the performances are clear and each character is clear, and it's even a larger ensemble and everything. Now, given a lot of people don't like Mars Attacks, maybe I'm on the it's one of those movies that some people don't care for, but I really like Mars Attacks. I think that's a
It's
better
better than
version.
this.
Yeah.
If you're gonna watch a cult movie, watch Mars Attacks.
Hmm.
A cult, invasion movie. I'm so glad we didn't watch this and Independence Day.
Yeah. Well, I
That
mean,
would have
we
sucked.
did, but they were 2 weeks apart or a week
Yeah,
apart.
I had time to get over it.
Yeah.
But yeah. Ugh.
Turns out, yeah, no, and yes, I will somehow sneak in a we should be watching Mars Attacks every week. Every week I did it with Independence Day and I did it for this. So I feel like I need to rewatch Mars Attacks on my own. But no,
It's definitely on your mind.
yeah, it's on my mind. Yeah, no, I don't really have anything other. I mean, the only other note I had was I know this is in a weird situation, but like it's a world that's different than our own. Of course, it's a film and it's whatever, but like it is. I don't know if there's two things that stuck out to me as like it broke my suspension of disbelief, and that was them going to trial was so strange in like a weird way to kind of like seemingly the only point was just to reveal David Duchovny's backstory.
That's all
And
it was for. And why on earth would you have a person from the CDC acting as a lawyer?
yeah, lawyer, that whole scene is
Yeah, that whole scene. It was Julianne Moore's best scene, but it didn't make any sense.
no,
Why she would be questioning him on,
and it's
in a
like in a
courtroom.
different movie. Like if you were to like if this was kind of more satirical Doctor Strangelove sort of like everything sort of in this heightened reality and like okay yeah we're gonna take you to trial and it was a little bit more of that like that would be good and fine and I wouldn't have an
Mhm.
issue with that. It's just the fact that like the whole point is it's juxtapositioning like this like out like the outlandish part is the evolution part, like that's the outlandish part, and
Mhm.
then everything else needed to be kind of more buttoned up straight laced in order to juxtapose that, and it never really worked because the real world was also so weird. I mean like but I don't know, it was both things. I don't That's what I'm saying. This is very There's too many things to untangle. If you start pulling strings at this, it causes other issues. Like I don't even know how you fix this movie.
I don't either. Where last week when we talked about Independence Day, how every scene, every line
Hmm.
informed to the overall plot of the movie. This one, very few lines or scenes informed anything.
Yeah.
at all.
It's crazy. But I read
The special effects on the creatures, I guess, those were pretty good.
yeah, and like and it had if we're going to focus on that, it had a visual language that I thought was really good throughout the entire film. Like that part was a positive. Like I think even like the marketing of it with the little eye and like in the yellow, I think like in the blues, like I think all of that's really good, and it makes it seem more interesting than it was. But yeah, I mean visually, like them going to the mall and like there's these set pieces that it 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 just I don't know it looked good. Like it looked gross at times too, but like it was intentional, and it seemed like that part worked.
You could tell it was a 25-year-old movie by how many people were at that mall too.
Yeah.
I was thinking, there's a mall here in town that would love to see that kind of traffic.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like then there's like the computer scene, and like there's a few things in it that's like
the old CRT.
Yeah. Yes.
The big CRT. Yeah.
And like that part's cool and everything, and like and I think I think costuming's really good in this movie. I thought they did a really great job with like everyone looks really sharp and cool, There's a lot of things that it seemed like everyone who was like production came to play for this. It's just you kind of wish they
had a good script.
A good script, yeah. Like it seemed like it was just a mash of too many different ideas in the script format, which is what I had like read. It was like the original screenwriter was a little upset about the passes that other people that kind of was to inject more seeming humor into it, but more like kind of that 90s sort of humor. I think
good humor.
Yeah, it has not aged well.
No. Do you know Ethan Suplee? No, it's not R. Suplee. He played in that sitcom My Name Is Earl.
Mm-hmm.
He always played this dumb character. He's a great big guy.
Yeah.
I just pulled up a picture of him right now, and he doesn't even look the same.
Oh yeah.
He's like a bodybuilder now.
Is he in this? Was he in this? Is that?
Yeah, he played. The two students at the beginning.
Oh, yeah. That's what I was. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was like, I recognize one of them from that. Yeah.
Yeah, and my Name is Earl is probably, I don't know. He was in Deepwater Horizon, The Wolf of Wall Street. He's just a character actor. He's been around forever. But yeah, I just pulled up a picture of him, and he's like a bodybuilder now. So that was a long way to go. Wow, that kind of freaked me out a little bit. Okay, so that's the most I've learned about that movie.
He's 50 years
old. I know. He's 50 now, yeah.
Huh. Yeah, no, I mean, there was a lot of interesting character. I mean, like Ty Burrell's in it. Like
Ty Burrell, I know.
And Ty Burrell's really
before
good.
Modern Family.
In that role. I mean, and so Sarah Silverman's in a scene. There's which I don't know why that scene was even in the movie.
Why? I know it was. It was for them to find out that there was an attack in a home.
But like they ended up just hearing that on the radio, like so like that.
I know.
He didn't need why did we even need to set up that he had an ex and it was played by Sarah Silverman? There wasn't. I mean, I guess because they end up having to talk to that. They end up having to talk to the cop at the home. But like it's not like they got any comedy out of that. This movie's like repeated setups for jokes, and then you're like, okay, can't wait to see what you do with that, and then they don't do anything with it, and they gesture it like, oh yeah, I guess we should probably put a joke here at some point, and it's I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I try to find good things about these things, but I'm struggling with this outside of I do think like production wise it was really good. New dog on the screen.
Has a lot to say. Ollie has a lot to say about this whole thing. He's like, I had to watch this with Mom. It was horrible. I got up and put myself in bed just so I wouldn't have to watch this movie.
I do think the very last joke of the movie, spoiler alert if you were planning on watching it, where that's a Head and Shoulders commercial, like that's the type of humor that should have been in the entire movie.
Exactly.
Like this sort of like tongue-in-cheek sort of like
We waited a long time for that joke
mm-hmm.
about Head and Shoulders.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. We were like at the end of the movie when we got the joke
Yeah.
about Head and Shoulders.
Well,
Yeah.
and it goes to show you that that's like one of the things that's like people remember of this movie, like that, and it's like that's kind of the one joke that works, and
Yeah.
it takes forever to set up, and then like because it's like it has to rely on the fact that like these two students who are he really want like, and so it's like all this setup and um and like that's one that it felt like it was set up and paid off. And like and I guess it was like, and you were kind of hoping that the others, like how excruciating all the other setups were, that it was going to have some sort of payoff, but they didn't. That's the only one that's like with the students. It's like I don't know. What am I just laughing at them being idiots? I don't know, or the fact that they're fat. I don't know what we're laughing. I don't know what the joke is necessarily here. I guess it's that.
Like I
and
said,
then it's
every trope,
yeah.
every trope. The one I felt sorry for really was Orlando Jones. Even at the end, when the way that they used the Head and Shoulders to eliminate the threat.
Yes.
I mean, the poor
Which,
guy.
I guess again, that is
Like
it was set up. That one was also set up, but it was not. It wasn't a good payoff or whatever. But yeah, now well then it doesn't make sense to the character of like with David Duchovny's character of like so wanting like credit. Like that was his whole thing, and then we end up like doing that where he doesn't do it, and then like that's the joke you end on. Like it's and it's just like it's just. I mean, it's a shame to both of these brilliant actors that are in the thing. I don't tend on that joke. I don't know.
Can we stop talking about it now?
We can stop talking about it. That's so. If you back in 2001, you had the option to go into Screen A and see Evolution on theaters. You could have went into that, or you could have went down the hall to see The Anniversary Party, and you would have had two options.
Or you could have just gone to the bar next door. Got you a brewski.
Might have been a better
Watch
option.
the game.
Literally anything else, whatever's on TV as reruns. Wait a week to hopefully a better movie came out. I don't know. So I'm sure something came out earlier this summer that was still playing in the cinemas, and it would have been better. This was.
Let me see. I was going to look this up if Blockbuster was still alive back then.
Oh yeah, 2001. Yeah, it was well into my life that they had Blockbuster.
So you could go to Blockbuster and rent a good movie.
Rent any movie in the history of mankind. yeah. Up to this point would have been a better option. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. We have to talk about. We have to take a brief intermission, and then I'm going to explain to you the plot of the movie, The Anniversary Party.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's intermission time. All these delicious treats are waiting for you at the refreshment stand. Delicious fresh popcorn, ice-cold cola, and candy you know and love. They're all ready for you now, so you won't have to miss any of the feature. Come and get them.
And now, on with the show.
Okay, Anniversary Party, released in 2001. It is written and directed by Alan Cumming and Jennifer Jason Leigh. They play a celebrity couple, Joe and Sally, and they're going through a little rough patch in their marriage. This is the 6th anniversary. They were separated beforehand. They just got back together right before this movie, and they're having an anniversary party with all their friends, which is, they have, it includes people in Hollywood. It's co-stars. Jennifer Jason Leigh's character is a actress, and Alan Cumming's character, her husband, is a writer who is now turning one of his books into one of his novels into a film. He's looking for a star. He's been tapped to direct it, and there's this drama that unfolds because he doesn't cast her in the role, and he's wanting this younger talent, which is played by Gwyneth Paltrow, and invites her to the party. So this party is filled with this real life actors' friends, and what could possibly happen. And if your guess is just 2 hours of pretentious and pointless conversations, then you might be on the money. Diane, what's your thoughts on the anniversary party?
You know, for years and years, I saw all these people bashing The Big Chill. This boomer, self-indulgent, movie about boomers who are like getting long in the tooth or whatever. It's everybody always bashed it for being really self-indulgent and only caring about themselves, yada yada yada. Well, now Gen X has one.
Yeah. Yeah, that one no one saw. It's not
unlike,
yeah,
and unlike the Big Chill, it has no plot.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just a bunch of Gen Xers doing ecstasy and.
Oh, spoiler alert, Diane. That's the third act reveal. At the end, they
Well,
they take ecstasy. No,
it's
okay.
the best part of the movie.
It is the best part. You finally like, oh, finally we're getting somewhere. No, I liked. Okay, let me just be clear. This is the type of movie. At the beginning part, I'm like,
you like.
I'm going to love this movie. Like all the setup that it was doing, I'm like, this is my type of movie, 100%. I'm going to love this sort of thing, and I was digging it up until the speech scene where they all go and start talking and doing speeches, and like the movie grinds to a halt for, in my opinion, where they all, one by one, each person who's in this film gives a speech or sings a song or reads a poem or does a monologue about how they know one of these people. And it's a chore. It's a chore.
It's a chore. One thing that I made a note of when I have a party, to not have that.
Yeah. Don't have a half hour where everyone gets to
pontificate about whatever, why they're there and how they know people and all that stuff. Yeah.
And I just love how all their business is just common knowledge. Like that's and just seemingly open for discussion too. Like that's whatever. Like they're like. Everyone knew that they had separated, that they were together, and then like even his family business, like it's insane. Like these people who seemingly only know each other either like recently or like on you'd imagine a surface level, seem to know the intricacies of everything about them.
Well, who was it? Kevin Kline's wife,
Phoebe Cates,
in the movie. Yeah, she talks about how she's known Jennifer Jason Leigh's character for 20 years.
Yes.
So there is some, and there's some obvious past relationship between Jennifer Beals' character and Alan. It's so strange to me to see Alan come into a role where he's making out with lots of women. I mean, it's just that's like mind-boggling at this point, because most people, know him from his more recent work.
Yeah.
Right. I think it's cool that he and Jennifer Jason Leigh sit down and wrote this, and they directed it, and they brought their friends, and they had this party. The problem with their friends is a lot of them look alike. So when you get into the movie and they're interacting with these different people, it's hard to keep track of who they're interacting with, because two of the men, I swear, were twins. The neighbor and the tax guy.
And the tax guy. They're very similar. And they're also the two least famous people in the movie.
Yes. And some of the women were, I mean, you have this people who look very similar in a movie like that, where they aren't constantly reintroducing themselves. You know what I mean? It gets confusing after a while.
The first half hour, every 2 minutes we're introduced to a new character or a new couple, and and given like you're supposed, now remember this is their whole thing. And you're like, oh boy. And then they're talking about like setting up some other person. What about the dog? And then you're like, oh my God, this is too much information. But then it ends up like, you end up figuring
when
it
you
out.
Got to when you get to the charades part, And the guy who's the total asshole,
Yeah.
was he the neighbor or was he the tax guy?
I couldn't tell you.
I see. I wasn't about to back up and re-watch anything to figure out which one he
I
was. So I just said, you know what? I'm going to let him be either one because this fits.
I don't know which one it was, to tell you the truth.
And
Those
his
two
wife,
well, the neighbor was a lot more of the ruder one, unless in that one scene the tax guy was that rude. I don't know. Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, and both of their wives looked alike too.
Oh,
They both had that short brown hair, and
the other one's Parker Posey. The
I
tax
know,
guy's
but
wife is Parker
still,
Posey.
I get that, but
Mhm.
in the they're moving so
There's a lot of
fast
brunettes.
between.
There's a lot of
Yeah,
brunettes,
there's.
yeah.
It's like you can't like just catch a scene of who's doing what where.
Which okay.
You know,
So
here is.
I do have a question for you, because
Mhm.
going into this movie, knowing the cast and crew, I would have made an assumption about who I thought would have the best performance and have and be the best character, just based on these actors' past works and what I've enjoyed them in, and also the fact this is written and directed by Alan Cumming and Jennifer Jason Leigh, so I'm sure they would give themselves really good parts and interesting parts, and then the who's kind of the bigger names and all these different things. The person who I thought had the best performance and the best character, like work and everything, was a surprise. It wouldn't have been in my top 5 choices, maybe even top 7 choices. But I'd be interested to know who you thought was the best, because I have a single person that I thought was the standout.
You know, a couple of people had some really, really, really good scenes. I even made a note. Phoebe Cates.
Mhm.
That scene between her and Jennifer Jason Leigh in front of the collage of pictures of them
Yes.
when they were younger was just, I thought, the high point of the entire
And this
freaking
is
movie.
what I was going to say. Phoebe Cates in this movie is phenomenal. And
She is.
And that she is the one who I was like, wouldn't have put as I've literally only seen her in Fast Times at Ridgemont High and the Gremlins movies. So that's the only 2 things
Yeah.
I know Phoebe Cates from. And obviously Jennifer Jason Leigh from Fast Times. But I don't I never really clocked her as like a great actress. She is brilliant in this movie.
She is. That would have been. Yeah, I even made a note that the scene that she does with Jennifer Jason Leigh is the best scene in the movie.
It's
Even
so
though you have
good.
this later big scene between Alan and Jennifer, it didn't even make sense.
we got to put
So-
we will come back to that scene. But yeah, no,
Okay.
but no, Phoebe Cates is so good. I just
Yes,
in the way that it's set up, in the way that it's played, and you're right, that scene is the best part of the movie, and I see that and I'm like, did we miss out on like a really great, like grounded, like character actress? You know, she's retired. This was the last movie she's made, and I am just was completely blown away. Of like, I've seen her. She did that kind of. She was mocked a lot for like the crying scene in like Gremlins, and in this one she does. She cries in this movie, and it's generally one of the most believable like scenes. And she's supposed to be playing like high and like there's so many layers to this performance, and it's just a close up of her thing, and she just knocks it out of the park. And it's. I was just gobsmacked that was the best performance of the movie. I would have put money on. I was shocked that Kevin Kline's not that interesting in this movie. Like the character,
He didn't.
they didn't
The
give him
character
anything.
wasn't interesting. The only thing they gave him to do was the, I can play myself younger.
Mhm.
He's like 50, but he wants to play a 28-year-old guy.
Yes.
And it's that ego. That's the only thing they gave him to do was to show how egotistical actors can be. And then they use it again with Sally or Jennifer Jason Leigh
Mhm.
when she says, "Well, I could have played, this 22-year-old," and Alan's like, "No, you can't.
Yeah.
No, you're
But-
40. You can't do that." So
Yeah, and it's interesting
but-
because that's heartbreaking for her, but it's not for him. I mean, I don't know, but like, and it's just kind of like humor. I didn't think that it's Kevin Kline. I was kept waiting for a reason for like why that's such an interesting character too. Like the setup of that character of like he's this aging film star, but he's like still like recognized by everyone. Like he's someone who could, I guess, still lead movies and still do that, but like, you know, he's on, quite obviously, on the decline, but like but still famous. He's won an Academy Award, is like said. Like so like this is a really interesting character that you think, like Kevin Kline, a really great comedic actor, and I mean also dramatic. I mean he's able to do all of that, and doesn't, like, he plays it so, like, doesn't do anything really with it. Yeah. And
he lost me when he did his Shakespeare Sequilicky, whatever. During the show, the Dog and Pony show. Oof. And after that, I didn't pay any more attention to him. Yeah. Other than he did that little skit with his daughter, and he kept throwing her to the side so she wouldn't get any more curtain calls. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that scene wasn't great. So then they just, for everyone to know the plot. So everyone's kind of, there's all this stuff about this dog. There's all these like interpersonal things. Jennifer Jason Leigh is acting, just is in a movie that they're currently filming with Kevin Kline, and John C. Reilly is the director of the movie. He's playing a director. He's not obviously John C. Reilly, but John C. Reilly's character is playing that. Right. And then his wife is played by Jane Addams, who is
also an actress.
Yeah, she was also an actress. Yes. So it's like all these different people, and so like and then their business. What were they? They're like their business like manager or whatever is also there. And it's like needing them to sign tax work, and then like his wife is Parker Posey, and then there's also this neighbor who has a dispute about their dog that is supposedly barking at all hours of the night, and they've invited them to their anniversary party in order to mend this sort of issues that they have, neighborly issues,
to keep from getting sued.
And then he's a writer as well. He's wrote something. Isn't that the case? Or that he wrote a book or something like that?
Yeah, he's written a book as well. But his wife has a huge crush on Alan Cummings, who is is actually a successful writer.
Yes.
Where her husband is not.
Yes, she's kind of more starstruck about the whole thing. Like the neighbors, the man's very upset and like very angry and like just like and very accusatory, and she's a lot more kind of like starstruck. And there's another revelation that's kind of toward the end of the movie, but whatever. She's enamored with him, and then everyone's enamored with everybody or whatever. And then is that it? And then Gwyneth Paltrow, who is just wants to star in. Oh, and then also Jennifer Jason Leigh's Elfran. There's also so there's quite a few people in this. Gwyneth Paltrow at the end of this.
And there was.
Go ahead.
There was this one guy who left early before the drugs were passed out. Very handsome guy, and I never could figure out who was that guy.
So there was the guy. Is he the one who was his college roommate? Is that what we're talking about in Oxford?
Yes, that was it. Yeah.
So he has he has a speech that is, I guess, essentially to reveal that Alan Cummings' character is bi or has this gay past, I guess, is the point of that character. Which, does that pay off in any sort of way? It does not.
It does not.
It's there, and everyone's kind of like, ooh, or not ooh, but they're I don't know, gossipy sort of about it. But that's all that it plays. And then he leaves when the ecstasy comes out. Okay, so at the end of the speech, Gwyneth Paltrow comes up and gives everyone ecstasy. That's what her contribution to the anniversary party is. Jennifer Jason Leigh is upset that he invited Gwyneth Paltrow because she wants the part in his film that's quite obviously based on her, which Alan Cumming will not admit to, that the character that he wrote about in his screenplay is based on Jennifer Jason Leigh. Again, I think great premise. I think it as an idea, all of this is I think ripe for really great potential, and I don't think. I think you even start off the movie of like, it's clear because of how they treat their help that they're not good people. Like, I think like that and you're not supposed to like think that they're good initially, but that seems to only be the only thing that they kind of wag their finger at. at them for, but they routinely return to that well of like they are that they're are elitist in that sort of way, and like
That they had the yoga instructor on their patio.
mm-hmm.
They don't go to yoga class. The yoga class comes to them,
Yes,
which is, yeah, that's when you knew you were dealing with a different level.
yes.
And then the two Hispanic ladies come in to set up the party and do all the work and all that stuff. Yeah.
And yeah, and they're dismissive of them. Yeah, no, but it's interesting because I don't know. Maybe I'm like, I don't know. That's a question. Maybe I'm too woke for this or whatever. But like Jennifer Jason Leigh's character did nothing wrong to deserve this sort of treatment in this movie. I felt like the movie repeatedly says they are equal in their awfulness. And I think very clearly Alan Cumming is the worst of the two. And the movie seems to be blissfully unaware of that. And I'm confused by that.
Well, they keep telling the audience that she's neurotic.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know
Yeah.
how many times that was said. Just the word even is they say that word over and over about her. They never use the word narcissistic about him when he obviously has an issue. From the get-go, from the very beginning of that movie forward. He comes across as a narcissistic, egotistical asshole.
Yeah.
Who needs her for what? To have somebody to gaslight all the time? I mean, I think that's what he was doing with her. And then she's supposedly neurotic. Yeah. So I don't know. And then you bring in Sophia. She was the actual anorexic, neurotic wife.
Yeah.
I mean, she made Jennifer Jason Leigh look normal. Yes. But she was like really neurotic.
Well, Sophia. So you're talking about Phoebe Cates' character, or you're talking about Jane Addams?
Talking about Claire.
Claire, yeah, that's what you're talking about. Claire, yeah,
yeah.
Which is Jane
Addams. She was, yeah.
She was out there, and she was really worried about like.
Okay. She was neurotic. I didn't see Jennifer Jason Leigh being neurotic.
And I like Jane Addams. Jane Addams is one of these great, like what's really cool is like these are a lot of these people who are like in the indie scene during the time and all that stuff with Parker and Jane, but I would have rather have seen Parker Posey play Jane Addams' role. Because I think like she would have been able to really play that part really well and had a lot of fun with it. Just me personally, I think that was another one who I love Parker Posey. I think she's good in this role, but the role doesn't really give her anything of note.
It doesn't. And I agree with you. She would have been better in the role of Claire. Jane Addams is more of a comedic actress. So while she's playing a neurotic, overstrung, high-strung person in this, it comes across kind of funny.
Yes,
like comedy,
which Parker would do. I mean, I think the character is intentionally comedic, but I don't know if it necessarily worked or whatever. Like I think Parker would have been able to kind of play up that eccentricism a little bit more.
Yeah, because there are no comedic roles in this. I mean, why would you? I mean, I don't know if she was supposed to be comedic or not, but you came across that way.
I would say that I think it's supposed to be a little like the whole thing is supposed to be like touches of I think you're supposed to at times kind of laugh at them is the way that I'm interpreting it. Maybe that's not intentional or whatever, but I do part of me believes it is. Like I do think at times it's not like they are I do think some of the aspects of, I think they're trying to lampoon sort of the hollowness of these Hollywood couples and the power plays. That's part of the industry. I do think that that's like an undercurrent of the situation, and look how wacky this sort of stuff is. I do think is there but not enough. But I think that if I had to read into it a little bit, I think that is the point. And I think Jane Addams' character in particular, Claire, is the most comedic edged character, and I don't know, because I think like even like when John C. Reilly, he about drowns, and like I think that's supposed to play as like sort of like a semi comedic scene of because like he's like apologizing and then he's coughing, and like I think like that whole thing is supposed to be a little bit, so like there's these elements of that,
Okay.
I think.
So I just read that the order in which the toasts were made was determined before the scene was filmed, although with the exception of that offered by Sky, where she
Smith,
makes the offer
yes.
at the end,
Yeah.
they were improvised rather than scripted. So that might explain some of that, why it goes flat at that point.
To me, yeah, this movie
Because
needs
it's
20 minutes taken out. It is I think an hour, and it's
hour and forever.
yeah. So
Yeah.
it's almost 2 hours. It is 1 hour and 55 minutes. Too long. It needs to be this type of movie needs to be an hour and a half, clean, an hour 25, even like let's get in and get out. Like and I think like up until I wouldn't cut anything out of till the speech scene. I think that's the moment that like it screeches to halt. Take out almost all of that stuff. Like you only really need, like there's nothing that really works in that. You just need Gwyneth Paltrow to give them the ecstasy. That's all you need. And then I think we have to talk about everything post ecstasy. It's, you think that the movie like that's then okay, we're gonna start getting to the thing, and it starts interesting, it starts fun until you get to the scene that I'm sure everyone talks, or the thing that's like it's the whole thing's built around, which is Jennifer Jason Leigh and Alan Cumming in the Hollywood Hills at night, and they have this long scene, which this is also a type of scene that I would typically love. This sets up exactly the type of thing of like just two people, you know, having this long conversation that has ebbs and flows, and blow up and like and finally talking about years and years of problems that they have in Revelations, or said like in theory, and with these two great actors. Like I've said they're both really fantastic. I've seen them in many things that I love. This is two actors unrestrained, and like you said before, I think very self-indulgent, and I think that scene in particular is too much. It's too much.
It really is. He goes from telling her that he will never forgive her to telling her it was all just too much and she made the right decision to.
It's unfocused.
I was like,
yeah.
Totally. And I thought, these are the people who wrote this.
Yeah, and directed.
And they didn't check to see if they were, you know, what's the word you're always using about making sure the scene stays consistent? It's like they broke it up when they're filming it, right?
Yeah.
They break it up and they change continuity. Thank you. And they changed his opinion.
Yes.
Of this action that she made in the middle of it without any transition for it, without him growing or learning anything or any of that. It was like maybe they didn't film this all at the same time.
It's unclear, like, if that was what your reveal is, that should have been set up in or in a way that was, because I think that it was also kind of weird for that character. Like, it's supposed to kind of like color everything, I guess, what you had seen. Like, oh, you thought one thing about Jennifer Jason Leigh and what she was dealing with this whole movie. Now it's this other thing. But it's like, well, that I don't know if that works now. I don't know if that works for the character anymore. And it's like, I don't know. It gets to a 10 way too quick. and then like there's no like you've hit the ceiling of what this scene is. They're screaming at each other at full volume, like
Yeah.
way too soon into this scene, and it just stays at that 10, and they're like, oh, they're trying to find an 11 and they can't get to it because there's no 11. You've already reached the heights of what this scene can and can't do. And so when it finally gets to like what should be revelations and everything, was like, I'm so already exhausted because we're just already up here at this level that was unsustainable for the thing. Like it needed lulls and things and valleys, and it was that's a tough one. I was reading a review from Peter Travers about the thing. Peter Travers, one of my favorite film credits. But I'll read you this. It's a little bit long here. It says the final result should be a self-indulgent mess, but in truth, the final third of the film comes close. But until Lee and Cumming let their acrimony actorly urge of high drama blunt their flair for bracing wit and subtle feeling, they turn what could have been an acting stunt into an intimate and compelling study of Bruce's emotions. And I would agree with that first half of the movie. It does that. It contains itself really well. That was my thing. That's not what Peter said. They were fortunate enough to secure the services of master cinematographer, which I do think it's very digital. We didn't really talk about that. It's early digital camera. Love it. I love it. And I think it's really cool, which brings textured marvels of light and shadows to digital camera work that is often crude in lesser hands. It's only when the guests head for the pool to play truth games on ecstasy and Lee and Cumming head to the hills for a Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf sparring match that the film collapses under the weight of its artsy-fartsy ambitions. My advice...
That's good.
Yeah. My advice on how to get the most from this party is leave early. And there you go.
Yeah.
I don't think...
After the scene with Phoebe Cates and Jennifer Jason Leigh in front of the,
photos, do you think?
leave after that.
Mm-hmm.
That was worth watching, but other than that...
And it's
I was just flipping through some reviews here on IMDb, and it's amazing how many people bring up that scene.
The Hollywood Hills
In
scene?
fact...
Or the Phoebe Cates scene?
No. Yeah, the Phoebe Cates scene. And then when you know how on IMDb, when you pull it up and it's on a movie and it's just, it automatically defaults to a scene within the movie.
Oh, yeah.
It's that scene.
It's a great
that they
scene.
default to.
Yeah. Her and it's I mean, I think it's worth just watching that. Now, I don't know if you get all of the backstory without having seen it. Like that's the thing. Like you do kind of have to know what has all been set up in the movie to kind of really understand why that's really good. Like, cause like that's how you reveal another side to a character. Like Phoebe Cates prior to this is very much like you understand that they've been friends for a long time, but she's also very clearly like set up to be the sort of I'm the perfect mom and I put my kids ahead. Like she says all of these different things and is quite obviously a little bit judgmental and all these different things, and has this history in like you hearing like that's all this great setup for the scene that ends up playing out. And
well, and everybody asked her, "Didn't you miss it? Didn't you miss, acting?" And it was so interesting to me because she came out of retirement to do this movie as a favor to Jennifer J. And it's like the way that people were talking to her was real life, because like Claire asked her, "Don't you miss acting? I mean, how can you just quit like that? How can you just not?" And she's like, "No, I don't miss it.
yeah,
I don't miss it." But then she does have the line where she tells Jennifer Jason Leigh that once you have kids, you can't really clock yourself out.
Yeah.
But a lot of parents do. But I mean, not a lot, but
Yeah.
they can. But yeah, I thought that was an interesting take on that. And I thought, I wonder if that was improv, because that would be how a mom who had quit her career for these children would view the world.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and that's like, I mean, to also drop that like Jennifer, like that's and that never really goes anywhere. like that nugget of what like she had a past attempt, I guess, is what that comes out in that conversation. Like, and then like that doesn't really and I don't, the whole thing with like Alan Cummings' sister and the fact that that ends up being like, I, I don't know why that's was the where we ended up, or why that like was even a plot point in the story. Like,
Exactly. It was kind of all created so that they could have a showdown between Jennifer Beals character and Jennifer Jason Leigh, because
yeah,
that's really the only payoff that came out of all of that.
yeah. And then
You
I
know,
guess
it's when
the
she
hint that
said
they
that
get
I'm your
back
wife.
together. Yeah,
Yeah,
we're about to get. Like, I think it was to give a reason for
yeah.
her to like support him, and then like, and it's like, but that's not how you solve that issue. Is like her just being like, oh, he's sad, I gotta attend to him. Like after all that he had done and did during this time, I like there's an inkling of an idea that like this is the first time in his career, like this is the height of his career, and it's like a turning point of like something that's like, and quite obviously it's kind of the downward turn of her career,
Mhm.
and like there's something there, but like it seems like he was always this sort of arrogant person, like if this was something like what just started because of this career that was changing, and she was used to being the more assertive person in the group, and like this is now flipping, like that's a lot more interesting of a dynamic and interesting story to play. But it it seems like this was always how they were, and
And they'd only been married 6 years.
yes, and boy, they act like this
I
is
mean,
just a roller coaster every. It seems like these are people who'd be exhausting to be friends with, but they also all seem that way, and they all feed off
it
of
was,
that. So,
yeah,
mm-hmm.
it was exhausting to watch it. I have to point this out because I can point this out and you cannot.
Okay,
But
I won't.
and maybe it's just that films from the 2001 era,
Okay,
but how they kept every freaking woman's nipples hard and perky was almost beyond disgusting to watch. It was like, and of course, then they reference it in the movie too, you know, and it's like, oh my god, and it's like, did they stop filming? Did they use some kind of chemicals? I mean, exactly what the hell happened on this deal? Because I have never seen so many nipples in one movie ever, ever, ever,
there you go.
and I think
There's a headline for the for the
I
poster.
know exactly. This may be
They
why
say we
we
don't
have,
say anything positive.
and they say that we don't say anything about, and some of it is just gratuitous. I mean, it was like,
Yeah,
okay, well,
yeah,
let's everybody jump in the pool without, our
yeah,
bras on.
yeah,
Yay, let's do that. I mean,
yeah,
it's like, okay, so we got gratuitous,
yeah.
nudity, but none of the guys are nude, so
No, yeah,
thank God, because we can't have that happen. I just am. They're just. It's just. I don't know.
yeah.
I don't know that I'm. I think the older I get, the more disappointed I am in how women are portrayed in movies
Hmm.
sometimes.
Well, I mean, you had a female writer director there the whole time, so I don't know.
I know.
So
And she knows what sells.
and she does. I mean,
She knows what sells.
and all of these actresses that are in it have done it in other films as well. So it's like, it's just, I guess they just, I don't know, but
The-
you know, I
I just. It was like, okay, so this is unnecessary, but okay,
mhm.
let's add it because the rest of this movie is not interesting. So at least we have this. I
Yeah,
guess. I don't know. It was just. I don't know. I never
it
saw so many
is.
perky titties in my life. And I'm a chick.
Yeah.
I
No.
lived in a dorm.
No, it was that is a yes. Well, because like, well, then they're commenting on Gwyneth Paltrow too. There's a whole scene where Kevin Kline and Alan Cumming are.
Yeah, and that the whole discussion is about her
Mhm.
perkiness.
Yeah,
It's a nice way to put it. But
yeah,
the whole discussion is about her boobs, and it's like,
mhm,
oh my gosh.
yeah.
Okay.
That's a weird one that I don't know like exactly. That's that's not a interesting role for Gwyneth Paltrow. I don't think. Like I don't know why she would take that, or I don't know. That's it. In fact, it's kind of um. I don't know.
Wasn't she already
I thought she'd be probably the most famous person at that point, is what I would say. This is like,
I
is
mean,
this
she was
after?
already a star at this point, right?
Yeah, I thought so. Is this not like this is
I'm
after
gonna have to look.
this is after Shakespeare in Love. So that's what I was wondering. I'm like, is it after Shakespeare? And that's what she won the Academy. So she's an Academy Award winner at this point, and decides to do that. Yeah, this is after, of course, this is after Seven. This is after Great
So she's
Expectations. This
okay.
is after Shakespeare in Love, which is where she won it. It's after Talented Mr. Ripley. So this is the same year as Royal Tenenbaums and Shallow Hal. So, yeah, no, this is peak Paltrow.
Yeah, it is. And she's not that much younger than the people in the movie either.
Well,
In
like that was the
reality.
whole like they were saying that she was 22, but then it was revealed that she reveals that she was 25.
Yeah.
Which, I don't. Yeah, again, but okay. So, is there anything else you have to say about his Alan Cummings' character is awful. He's just an
She's
awful
almost
human.
30 in this movie.
Oh, really?
In real life.
In real
Yeah.
life?
Yeah. I'm sorry. Alan Cummings. Sometimes you forget what a really good actor he is. If you've watched his reality TV hosting duties lately.
Well, I've been just being served a bunch of ads and clips from Russell T Davies' new show. It's on BBC. It's called Tiptoes, and he's like, or Tiptoe, and he's the star of it. And there's him and like there's Eddie Izzard just in a scene and everything. And I've been seeing that a lot, and I want to watch it, but it's also not here in the U.S. It's over. It's BBC, but
It's called Tiptoes.
It's called Tiptoe, and it looks really good. And I do like Russell T Davies films, and series. Really, series is what he mostly does. But yeah, it's called Tiptoe. 2 words.
I see. Yeah.
And he's from what I saw on that, he's doing really good, doing a lot of really good work. He's going to be in the new Doomsday. He's going to be coming back as Nightcrawler in Doomsday. So he's got work that he's doing, and I like Alan Cumming. I like him in a lot of things. It's weird to end it on a note that we're supposed to sympathize with this character is so strange to me. Unless that's not the point. Unless the point is, because there's a reading of this film, I think that these people are awful people, and they are just kind of stuck in this spiral with each other, and they're not really good for each other. But that is just how it ends up working out. Sometimes bad people are together and they're bad for each other, and this is just an exercise in showcasing that. But I don't feel like the movie is mean enough or like has a clear enough point of view to be saying that. Like if that's the point, that's not really clear. And to me, there's no other reading of it. That the film seems to like to me, it seems to be leaning the other way. It seems to be like, they got some problems, but he's still good deep down. And I'm like, I just disagree with that. Yeah.
I was halfway through it. I was like, okay, so maybe this is, we're Hollywood, but we're people too.
Yeah. Or that they're, again, like equally bad.
We
like they
be.
both deserve each other almost seems to be the point, which is not the case. She did nothing like even like the thing. And then the fact that she reveals what she, okay. I mean, I don't know. This goes against that. Right? She had an abortion that of his child. Spoiler alert. And this is she's ashamed of it, I guess is what you would read into it, and like at least kept it from him, and then it's like, yeah, and I was like, and I told you I never wanted to have kids, and like is upset and screaming it, and then he gets upset and sad and says, well, you've ruined our relationship. This is you didn't consult me. You have absolutely ruined our relationship. And then she turns around, split second, no, nothing else, I'm sorry, and breaks down and is in a pool of tears and apologizing to him. And I don't know. That's I don't know. I don't think that they're both equal. The way that they were saying, like they're trying to make her out to be like some sort of evil. I mean, it's the what Godfather 2 is what I think they're trying to do. Like with the but it's like
I don't exactly know. I thought that from her perspective, she can't count on him.
no, which
She
is
absolutely cannot count on him. So
greatly revealed in the Phoebe Cates scene.
exactly.
Mhm.
And so when she tells him her big reveal, my first thought was, I don't blame you,
Mm-hmm.
because if the way he treats you is any indication of what kind of person he truly is, would you subject somebody to that for their entire life?
Yeah.
And when you look at it from that perspective, you're like, you know what? Now, granted, whatever her reasoning was at the time when she decided to do that, obviously she was afraid to go forward, and she was afraid to talk to him about it, and all to keep the peace so that they can stay together. She's going to sell her house,
Yeah.
move to London, and do all these things for him. And I'm like, yeah, she didn't
Well,
deserve the way
and
she got treated.
wasn't it strongly suggested, like the reading of it before that was they were having fertility issues?
Mm-hmm.
That was like the whole thing. Like they were having trouble conceiving kids.
No, she was kind of lying to him about that.
Yeah. Okay. So you
That's
think that's
really,
what that,
yeah,
but like
yeah,
that,
yeah, yeah.
that, but he want. Okay. So but that is that we're,
Yeah.
but like you, up until that point, you don't know. The audience doesn't know that. Like that's that.
No,
that
they don't.
you think that it's
Yeah.
and like even to the point of the repeated references to kids and everything. You think is almost mean to Jennifer Jason Leigh's character, because it almost seems like everyone thinks that they're having problems conceiving. All right, that's like that's the
Yeah.
general idea that they're all under the assumption of.
Well, I think, it could be that, or the fact that she's getting close to 40,
Mm-hmm.
because that's how women are treated when you're close to 40 and you don't have children and you're married. It's like, okay, it's time to have children now. You need to hang up the career because you're getting long in the tooth anyway. You can't. He's not even going to cast you in a movie about yourself.
Yeah.
So therefore, the only other option that you have now is to start birthing babies.
Mhm.
And
that stuff is all well done in the movie. Like I think
Yeah.
from that perspective and like that, yeah.
yeah, I think that's what the continual, and it was kind of a sly way of trying to find out, are they having fertility issues? Which they weren't, obviously, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I know one thing: that couple is no longer together.
Yeah.
They
Well,
haven't spoken in years. She's living in Palm Springs
mm-hmm.
with the other old ladies in their golf carts.
Yeah, we
Because
can
let's see,
hope.
that's 25 years ago. She's 40, so
And then
yeah.
he's just with
She's my
progressively
age.
younger and younger women, I guess, is what
younger and
he's
younger
really
women.
doing, yeah.
That's or men. At some point, he's finally going to come out of
Yeah.
the closet, because he's
Yeah.
overly sexualized
Mhm.
towards women. Way overly sexualized toward women. So it's like, okay, so this is how he copes with this,
Yeah.
or how he hides himself. But anyway, so yeah, I'm not. You could read a whole lot more into that movie than was presented to you.
Yeah.
You could create more storyline, I guess, than what was actually presented. And there is no plot.
And
It's
so,
just,
the way, we hinted at that, the way that they resolve that is have this big blow up. They're looking for the dog on Hollywood Hills, and they return home to learn that Alan Cummings' sister has OD'd. Right? Is that what happened?
Right.
OD'd. And his father called. And this has been set up before of like, hey, you're not a good person either, Alan Cumming. This is from recently. You barely talk to your sister, and I talk to her and everything. Like you don't care or whatever. And he's like, I dedicated all my books and all my things to my sister.
But they never really say why he doesn't communicate with her.
I think the implication
They
is
just
that
say,
he's
"Oh,
just
I just
narcissistic and that he's only really he only cares about himself. Is I would assume the implication there.
yeah." See, like you can add story to
Yeah.
it. Because what else are you going to do? Because they didn't provide you with that, you
Yeah.
know. So, but
But
anyway,
I don't know. It was and then they end up like, hey, you know, I'm his wife or whatever, and it's like, okay, and that's it. And the dog returns home the next day
yeah, on his own.
on its own. So
He's like, you know what? This is just where I come to get dinner, and the rest of the time I'm out of here.
yeah.
Because would you want to live with these two people? No.
Well, cool. That's that movie.
Oh, I'm so glad that's over.
Yeah.
So, what can we move on to what are our next movies going to be,
We
or
can.
can we talk about
Would
something
you, I
else?
guess, would you which one would you recommend more? That's a challenge for this week that we don't typically typically
Oh
have
my
a really
God.
clear answer. But which one would you recommend more, Diane? If you had to tell somebody if they had a time machine back to 2001 and the thing that they do in 2001 is have to go to a movie. And
Can I just Google real quick what movies were in theaters and
yeah,
this weekend? Because I'm pretty sure there was another option that would be better than either one of these.
yeah, but
Something that was released a few weeks earlier that you haven't seen.
I think of these, I would say, I would personally probably pick, despite all the things I just said about it, I would probably pick The Anniversary Party because it does have heights to it that I think that, like, I mean, I don't know if there's a scene in Evolution that I would say was even like baseline, like enjoyable. Like it was degrees of fine to bad or bafflingly confusing. This one, the Phoebe Cates scene is actually an extraordinary scene of acting with both of them, but in particular with Phoebe Cates. And one of my, I mean, I just really enjoyed, like you said, that scene in general, and then that character in general and how it plays. And even she has like a really great joke about the setup of like, I don't think she's breastfeeding her kids. And the fact that like that was set up all like that's like the fact that like she could just sell that line of just like that punchline of like that and again in Evolution's face, that's how you set up a joke and then have a punchline come later. Anyways, which one would you pick?
You know, probably The Anniversary Party, because if you think about it, at the time, all of these cast members are people you would want to see at the time.
Yes.
So, yeah, David Duchovny would be the only one to see in the other movie, but this movie you have more actors that you would be interested in seeing, I think.
Yes.
At the time, I was trying to look back at the time.
At the time, it looks like you could have also probably seen Shrek would have still been in theaters, and so would have Pearl Harbor. So you could have seen either one of them as well.
Yeah, I'd have gone to see Pearl Harbor. She gets blown up there. I like that.
Yeah.
We
did also choose. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, Diane and we decided, and now I think we're probably kicking ourselves, that there was a third option to also have watched this week. We could have watched Swordfish. So that was the other movie that was released this weekend that we did not watch.
I would have gone to see Swordfish before these two movies. Yeah. I'm just going to call this out. This movie is a poor attempt at a movie called The Ice Storm with Kevin Kline. He's also in it. It's directed by Ang Lee. I doubt you've seen it, but I think you would specifically enjoy it. It's a talkie-talkie movie. It's about two suburban Connecticut families, so well off, right? In 1973, navigating infidelity, sexual confusion, and emotional emptiness during Thanksgiving weekend, culminating in a literal ice storm that happens during it. As Kevin Kline, Joan Allen, Sigourney Weaver, Tobey Maguire, Christine Ricci, and Elijah Wood. Those last three are the children of the Kevin Kline and Joan Allen. And the story, I will never forget this movie just because it's not the kind of movie that I normally would go see, but it was so good because you had these two different perspectives. You had these high school kids, which in 1973, I was graduating from high school. So they have their perspective, and then you have the adults' perspective. And the adult perspective during this ice storm, they have a key party, which goes terribly wrong. But anyway, it's let me see, what does it say? It has an 86 on Rotten Tomatoes, 7.3 on IMDb. So this is one of those movies where if you really wanted to watch a movie that is like The Anniversary Party, watch The Ice Storm instead.
We both had recommendations for people that if this sounded interesting, if Evolution sounded interesting, watch Mars Attacks.
Exactly.
If the Anniversary Party sounded interesting, how about you watch The Ice Storm?
Watch The Ice Storm, because I think you'd really enjoy it.
So there you go.
It's really good. Elijah Wood is really good in it too, this is back in 1997 is when this movie came out.
That's cool. I'll have to check that out. That does sound really good.
You'll have to check it out because
I like Kevin Kline in most things. And then Sigourney Weaver's also, huge fan of Sigourney Weaver. Also in Ghostbusters.
And Joan Allen.
Joan Allen is an underrated actress.
Very underrated, yeah. And she does some amazing work in this one too. It's definitely the kind of movie that you would like, about relationships. It is not a comedy, so just so you know.
Okay. Well,
and the Anniversary Party really wasn't a comedy either. It was more sad.
Yeah, no, but yeah. Well, cool. We're about to head into our preview time where we tell you what we're doing next time here on Double Feature Movie Club.
I'm Kit.
And now, preview time. When it comes to entertainment, you can't beat a good film. So let's take a look at what's coming your way.
Let's take a look at what's coming your way. Diane, we are celebrating once again another anniversary, because this is the anniversary season of Double Feature Movie Club. 2 films, again, that was released at the same weekend, all the way back in 1986. We're going back even further than what we've done before. There
were some good movies back in the 1980s, so yeah. I'm hoping that you came up with a couple of good ones.
I sure hope so as well. I think we might have. There could be another stinker week. We'll see. Again, with 2 things that were, had middling reviews, but that's what we like sometimes. Torturing ourselves. Like this week, great conversation, and also. We found positives about everything we do, and we
had other movie recommendations to watch instead of these. Yeah. We watched these for you so that you didn't have to.
Exactly. So this week, or next week on Double Feature Movie Club, we will be talking about 1986's Heartburn, directed by Mike Nichols, written by Nora Ephron, starring Meryl Streep and Jack Nicholson. What could go wrong is what I say. It's got to be one of the best movies, because with all of that talent, how could it be bad, right, Diane?
I saw this at the movies in 1986.
Yes, and you're going to see now if it holds up, or if it did even at the time.
I'm not going to say another word. I'll save that for next week.
Yeah, there you go. It's based on real life and everything, and inspired by real life things from Nora Ephron. Okay, and the other one released that week is, say it with me, Maximum Overdrive, written and directed by Stephen King, starring Emilio Estevez. There we go. I've
also seen this movie.
It was nominated for 2 Golden Raspberry Awards, so there you go.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure means it's really good. There we go. Those are the 2 films we're watching that are, really solid films that are celebrating their 40th anniversary.
I had to pull up the movie poster, and I went, "Oh yeah, and I remember this now." At first, I was kind of like, okay." Now I remember it.
Also, both
I remember reading
movies.
the short story it's about too.
Oh, really? Yeah,
That it
because
was
you
based
read a
on.
lot of you've read Stephen King works.
Yeah, I've read most of his stuff,
Mhm.
and a lot of his better movies came from his short stories. This is not one of those.
And it's also the only one he's directed.
You know, it's 14% on Rotten Tomatoes. Wow.
Wow.
Why did you pick this?
We could be one of the 14, Diane. We could be in the minority there. We could really love this movie.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. Yardley's in it. Yardley Smith.
Oh,
She's oh, what is it? Oh gosh.
she's Simpson.
She does the voice for the Simpsons. Yeah, Lisa Simpson. Plus she has a podcast that I love to listen to
Oh,
called
really?
Small Town Dicks.
Oh, yes, you're talking about this. Yeah. Pat
Yeah.
Hingle is also in it, who was Commissioner Gordon in the 80s and 90s Batman movies.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had forgotten. Yes. This is crazy.
So, it also looks like, who plays second woman in this movie, a little known person by the name of Marla Maples, former ex-wife to our president. So,
Wow.
so all sorts of people are in this movie. And I'm going to be on the lookout for
Oh, there
second
she is.
woman. It's probably my favorite character. Yeah, and she also was second woman in a lot of ways too. We're looking forward to those movies. Those aren't we, Diane? Should we invite someone?
You know-
Should we have a guest on next week and force them to watch these movies with us?
I like my friends.
Yeah, would that be, or should it just be us? Would that be abusive to have a guest on next week? We'll see.
I Well, it keep me from having to talk so much, right? So then I could like skip the movies
Yeah.
and not watch them and just kind of go
nod
based
and
on,
be like, yeah,
yeah.
just your memory of it.
I want to see, movies released in 1986.
Mm-hmm. That same summer, Aliens came out. The Fly,
Top Gun,
Top Gun,
Crocodile
Dundee.
Crocodile Dundee,
Mhm.
Platoon,
Big Trouble in Little China.
The Karate Kid Part 2, Star Trek 4, The Voyage
Oh my
Home.
God, Voyage Home. Star Trek fan here. Might be my favorite Star Trek movie, Voyage Home. I don't know if that's controversial. I think Wrath of Khan is the better movie, but if I'm gonna put on one, Voyage Home's just fun. It's just a fun movie.
It is. Let's see. Ferris Bueller's Day Off,
Oh wow,
The Adventures of Roger Rabbit,
wow, we got a lot of good ones. And what are the two we're watching?
The Clan of the Cave Bear,
Yeah.
with
Okay.
Daryl Hannah. Let's see. Iron Eagle, which was, Top
Yeah.
Gun. Yeah. The Long Shot, Troll, Murrow, My Chauffeur, The Best of Times, Down and Out in Beverly Hills,
Ooh,
Power, Youngblood, FX, Hannah and Her Sisters. You could have watched that.
Yeah.
Of course,
Could have waited
Woody
into
Allen
that
like
one.
it.
Yeah. And we
Yes, we
decided
can't.
to pick the only.
We thought
We
we'd just watch a Woody Allen movie.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, cool. But we're watching Heartburn and Maximum Overdrive is the two. Instead, we're watching
9.5 weeks.
Yeah, it's a lot of things.
9.5 weeks.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen it?
I have not.
Pretty in Pink.
Seen Pretty in Pink. So yeah, a lot of things.
Care-
But we're watching Heartburn
Highlander.
and Maximum Overdrive. Diane, what should people do? They should like us. They should subscribe. They should
should
like us and also
like
click
and subscribe.
Yeah,
Every social media
yeah,
app you have on your phone, you can find Double Feature Movie Club.
yeah.
Just like and subscribe all
Just
of
like
it.
and subscribe it. That's that. It's that simple. You should leave us a
You
review.
don't even have to watch or listen. Just like
No.
and subscribe.
Yeah. Hopefully this was something. I don't know. Hopefully this was
I don't know
cathartic
either.
or something. You know, it was.
I'm not sure these hashtags are even going to help.
Uh-huh.
You know, the
Yeah.
money pit.
Hashtag.
sorry.
What should be the hashtags we use for this? Hashtag. Hashtag dinner party. Hashtag Hollywood Hills. I don't know.
Put hashtag Alan Cummings.
Hashtag find the dog. I need lost dog.
Yeah.
Hmm.
What was the dog's name again?
Oh, it had
He
a
gets
name.
credit.
You know, this is how I learned
Otis.
that the Cannes Film
Otis.
Festival gives an award every year to a dog actor, and they gave it to this year, to the dog actor for this movie. I didn't know Cannes did that. I don't know if they still do. I just saw on the page that it won Best Dog Actor at the Cannes Film Festival. I don't know if it was just a one-off or they do that every year, but take that. Now you have that information.
I have that information, and I can't wait to go back and look at all the dogs that have won.
Yeah. I would imagine you'd have to be, because like all the awards have to be movies that screen there. Like it would have to be in competition too. So it's like I can't imagine every year Cannes has a dog in it, but maybe they do, or maybe it's just every year they have a dog. I don't know, or just when the dog's really exceptional.
Obviously, in 2001, there was only one movie that screened at Cannes with a dog, and it was this one.
Well, the dog's not
And
even
it's
in it that
amazing.
much.
Well, and it's amazing to me that this even screened at. I mean,
Yeah. It is.
how?
Well, it has talent
How?
involved. It does have some redeeming elements to it in between different stuff. I mean, I'll say that it's not irredeemable. I'm glad I saw it. Is probably in all honesty, praise to both movies, and we'll say this as a wrap up. I'm glad I saw both of them. Just for the sake that I never have to see it again, but also, I don't know. I can, like, it's knowledge. It's things that I have, art, whether it's good or bad, it's better to have witnessed art than to have not.
Okay, whatever.
And that's Double Feature Movie Club. We'll see you next week on the show where we'll watch. You know what? Watch along with us. Watch Heartburn and watch Maximum Overdrive, and then come here and then let's see if we have the same thoughts or not. Diane, I hope you had a good time. I had a good time.
I had a great time, Kate. I always have a great time talking to you about movies.
Woo woo. Okay.
Woo-woo.
See you next time. Bye.
Bye.